What do you value more in songwriting, like melodies or lyrics?
Melodies. Well, now I value lyrics a lot because I've heard a lot of like good melodic songs, but the lyrics are just terrible.
Yeah,
That's an impossible question.
Yeah, but answer it.
Because there's bad melody.
I think, yeah, I mean,
Melody. It's harder because I listen to a lot of great lyrical music that isn't good melodically, and I'm like, this is dope, but it's better spoken word.
yeah, I think I lean lyrics, which is I think why I tend to go back as opposed. I was thinking about that, like even in different genres, like I like really good production and really like thought-provoking lyrics, profound lyrics. It's not even like lyrical miracle. You know what I mean? It's just like things that are unique, things that I haven't heard before. I hate when people are saying phrases that I've heard a million times and it just sounds like somebody talking to me, you know?
Yeah, but even the melody on some of this old shit, like you go listen to like I Get Around by Tupac. Like the way that shit starts off, like the bouncing, just like the beat and the groove in that, and then like the way that he finds his pocket in that. Like I don't know, like you could still find that. There's great melody even in the old school shit. Wow, there's great lyrics now. You know, like but it doesn't matter. We're getting into.
I'm talking about from a vocal perspective. A melody from a vocal is because like Pac wasn't singing.
But melodically though, like he was like he found a pocket. It was his flow. I think flow and melody are similar.
No, melody is like the pitch. Pitches of notes.
But I'm listening to like how niggas is approaching the track. Like I think like that's more so what I'm talking about when I look at melody, because I think that it's just such an overarching thing. And when I'm talking across genres, like I'm talking more like, is it how something sounds or what they're saying? Is really how I'm looking at the
that's not what I'm asking.
Okay, cool.
I mean, obviously it's dope when you have a balance of both. I think the hip hop music that I relate to or that I listen to more from like maybe an older time period, quote unquote, is like the soul sample stuff. Or just like, bro, I was listening to R&B, to like old R&B. I was listening to Avant today. And I was like, I'm not going to call anyone out by name, but I was like, I can't believe that some of the R&B singers that we have today are getting away with what they're getting away with when this dude existed, bro. Because he was on some toxic shit, low key, and but he was singing his ass off too. I mean, like it was dope.
We can start. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Industry Plants podcast.
What is good? Episode 153.
Back at y'all, man. I'm Miles. To my left, we got Spencer. To my right, we got Osei. And I think that kind of just continuing off the conversation we were having. We had probably one of the most tragic losses in a very, very long time this week. D'Angelo passed this week. And I don't want to just approach this on a personal level, because I think this is one of the biggest losses in hip hop probably of the entire year, but just in a really, really long time, bro. Just music in general, bro. D'Angelo was, I don't even want to just say it was neo soul, because it was R&B, it was funk. He was everything that you hear in R&B now and just music in general. I think D'Angelo was able to do and execute and is part of the foundation of, I think that he was an artist in the purest form. He took 15 years off of music, I want to say, in between Voodoo, which was one of his biggest records, and dropped Black Messiah, and learned how to play Spanish guitar because he wanted to accomplish certain things. Like, he was really, really a purist of music. And I think that just prayers to his family, prayers to the community, man. This one hit me really, really hard, bro.
Yeah, so it's a big loss because it's somebody also that I feel like is every artist's favorite artist. It's somebody that was really ingrained in the soul of the entire genre, because I think he influenced so many popular records and artists that are making music right now. So like you definitely feel like a real sense of loss, not just in terms of the person, but in terms of like the fabric of this music. You know, it is really sad. R.I.P. Praying for his family.
Yeah, and it also just feels like these people that are passing away, right? It doesn't feel timely. You know what I mean? Because obviously everyone's going to pass away at some point, but I feel like we're just losing like legends so young too, or at least relatively young to like, you know what I'm saying, what he was, you know, could have been. And it's funny, I saw an article like calling him like R&B's reluctant star, like really wasn't like super consistent when it came to even putting out music, but had bangers on bangers, you know what I mean? And every single song hit. So I don't know. I feel I have mixed feelings about it, because while he did leave a legacy, it definitely felt like he had more to do. So
yeah, bro. I don't know. It's really difficult for me to like find the words for this, because I actually do. Obviously I know we had this platform, so like I was dead like thinking about like, damn, like what do I want to say about this nigga, and like just like how how I think that his passing represents a bigger thing in music, because I think that today we talk so much about sales and numbers and just things that I don't think really matter in the big picture. I think that D'Angelo was always focused on the music first, and I think that we say that all the time, but what does that really mean going forward for music? What does that really mean to be an artist and to take these risks? Because I think that so many people jump into the game and want the things that come with being a great musician. I think that people want fame, accolades, notoriety, money, all of that other stuff. And while those are nice, it's not why you get into this.
Mhm.
It's not why you start dreaming of this as a kid. And I think for D'Angelo, you saw in his career how he started off, and like you look at the Brown Sugar album, and he has Lady, and he has all of these hits, and he kind of gets catapulted into this stardom, but he's still on his way up. And then Voodoo comes around and he drops the How Does It Feel music video. And that changed everything for his career. He obviously was doing the whole shirtless thing. And that, on the surface level, changed everything from him and should have been the greatest moment of his career.
Mhm.
He was now known as this sex symbol. Everyone wanted to see him. Everyone wanted to talk about him. There's videos going around of like Beyonce talking about him at the VMA Awards in the past. Like she was even like trying to get after this nigga. Like
Yeah.
he really had everything. But for him, he said the first time that he took his shirt off on stage, and if you look at his performances, he was such an emotional performer. Like he would really get into it. So he's just like performing the song. He did it one time, everyone goes crazy, and then they start demanding it. And he's like, yo, y'all aren't even listening to the music. Y'all don't even give a fuck why I'm here. And like that, but like to us, like that's funny, right? But like to this nigga, that really fucked his head up.
Yeah.
And if you look at the time period between all of his projects, like he was someone who really had to like sit with the music, but that on top of him trying to craft great music, he just wanted to withdraw from the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so real to him. And you see it with Lauryn Hill and just so many of our greats who have put the music first, have kind of been pushed away from this industry or shot away from this industry. And it begs a bigger question of how can we make this place going forward an environment where we're fostering a place for these creatives to really be themselves and feel comfortable so they don't have to go away. And they don't have to feel not so supported by the industry and not so loved by the public, because I think we all are appreciating D'Angelo and crying for more D'Angelo music and wishing that he was out more. And it's like, maybe if he was in a system, in a situation where he felt like he was appreciated more and could have been heard more, because I'm talking about the shirt off shit and all of that, but there's a multitude of other problems that he's expressed. And if you watch his couple of interviews out, there's only a few, like you'll hear what he was on with these music industry niggas. Like, I don't know. Just look at the change we can make so we can maybe get more music and just let the next D'Angelo maybe be a little bit, have a little bit easier time.
A little more prolific.
Yeah.
It does seem like it is a common thread where like the biggest stars, the most talented people that we have in music almost don't want to make the music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we see with Frank, we saw it with Kendrick for a long time. Like our legends are always like disappearing for a long time. And I don't know, I think there's something to be said about people that aren't necessarily as money motivated as creating better art, because you're less pressured to put something out, to make a bag, to do the thing. And I feel like that kind of showed through with D'Angelo, where he could have made plays to get bigger records, make more money, but it was truly about the art. And I think that's where we get the best albums. I don't know how the infrastructure supports this. I don't have an answer to your question, but it does seem like something that we need to work towards.
I really don't think it does, because even, and I hate to like even bring him up again, but I do feel like someone like Drake, right? Like even him, as big as he is, like it does feel like sometimes he sacrifices the music for the antics or the other things that are going to make him at least get a headline. Because the industry does kind of pressure you to move in that direction. People want to be entertained. People want you to, you know, act out and do things.
Yeah.
So anybody that's fighting against that, I mean, I don't know, they're gonna have a hard time.
No, they
even though it is a noble fight.
Hey, Stevie, Quincy, Mike, all of these niggas have been great. And like, I don't think they were focused on the bullshit Prince. I think that it is possible. I think it's hard. I think that this shit drains you. I think that mentally it's a battle. It is gonna be just an uphill climb, but it is possible. Shout out to D'Angelo again. Prayers up to the family. Do you guys have a favorite song? Do you guys want to get to people one thing, bro? Guys, listen to Send It On. I Found My Smile Again is my favorite D'Angelo song right now. That got me through a lot of tough times. Really Love, Betray My Heart, all them shits, bro.
I mean, I'll say the easy answer, the basic answer, but Untitled. How does it feel? To me, it's the best R&B song of all time.
Yeah. I should have. The first time I heard that, I was like, I didn't even know music could be like.
I'm getting chills thinking about that song, bro.
Yeah, bro.
One More Gin is one of my favorites. I've been listening to that a lot since he passed. That one's hitting really hard right now. The whole Voodoo album. I think once he got an Electric Lady and was around Dilla and around that whole world.
Questlove, bro.
Questlove, yep.
I haven't heard him say anything, but I'm sure that he's gonna be really, really hurt. I'm sure he is hurting. Right now.
Yeah.
Someone who spoke out for this and obviously is really, really immensely inspired by D'Angelo is Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah.
And he's found himself caught in an interesting position because I think obviously like everyone else, he was hit by D'Angelo's passing, and he liked the tweet. I think that's what this all stemmed from.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a tweet kind of calling out his fans, saying that Tyler loves Black music and people like D'Angelo and is so inspired by this and wants to talk about it and puts it in his music, yet his fans just mock it and don't understand it. Because if you see Tyler's post for D'Angelo, I think the comments were like people asking like, new music, like just bullshit and not really taking the moment seriously. And he was kind of upset by that.
Yeah.
And obviously the initial reaction from everyone was like, yeah, like fuck them niggas. Like these little white kids run around being annoying. Like we've kind of always had the conversation about new Tyler fans and them being annoying. And then it was an older fan on Twitter, someone around our generation kind of says, this is Tyler's fault. He fostered this community. If you look at his early days when he was talking about Loiter Squad and all that shit, his whole message was too white for the black kids, too black for the white kids, and not really having a place in this. And then some images came up and some conversations came up where obviously Tyler was, it's not obvious, but Tyler was caught up in shock value. He was 18, 19 years old doing the Loiter Squad thing. I'm doing a lot of talking. He was 18, 19 years old doing Loiter Squad, and there's an image of him wearing a KKK outfit with the hood and holding, I think it's Lionel in a noose. And then there's obviously the golf merch that came out with the KKK member on it. And then finally there was some tweets from back in the day where Sid and Matt Martian, who are both in the internet, kind of called him out for it and are like, this is too much shock value. This is why niggas be separating, How do you guys kind of feel about the conversation with Tyler? Because he's obviously grown from this, but he's now in this predicament where a lot of people don't know about his past. What's the climate like for him?
I mean, I think that there's no cookie cutter mold for a role model or like a community leader. And I think every community needs different kinds of leaders. And I think this is something that Tyler's kind of faced before where it's like, okay, is he like I feel like he has problems with the black community, right? Like the black community, like they haven't fully wrapped their arms around him, right? Like,
I disagree.
You think so?
I think that Tyler has passed that point in his career.
I think so too, but I just don't think it's ever felt seamless. I think he occupies a little bit different space.
I disagree. I think in the past maybe.
Yeah.
In his early career. But I think that honestly, once he kind of got mainstream success, I think the black community has kind of wrapped their arms around him as like the weird nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's always been like Outkast. Like I think about Camp Flogna and what he's curated there, and I think he is such an important figure for people that don't feel like they fit in, and I think that's important. You know what I mean? And like doing the weird shit. Like I think we need people like Tyler.
I think, of course.
Yeah.
I think that I'm the biggest Tyler fan. I love Tyler, and I was an Odd Future fan, so I knew kind of all of this shit. And my standpoint on it is very similar to you. And I think that for someone like me, I'm an example of why Tyler's kind of necessary, because I kind of felt I'm not a street nigga by any means. I'm a suburban kid, like, you know what I mean? Like I was around black people, obviously, but like Tyler's music spoke to a lifestyle that I was living, or just like was a subject matter that I could relate to more than some street shit.
Yeah.
So I like Tyler. I dressed more like Tyler. You know what I mean? That made more sense to me coming up. So when I see the stuff from his past, and like obviously like I was aware of it, it was like I was a kid when I saw that and I didn't think much of it. Like I didn't know the history behind it. And now I'm like, that shit is stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you should never do that. But like, he was also a kid, and I think he grew up, and I don't think Tyler has any malicious message, and I don't think there's any underlying thing with Tyler where he doesn't like black people. I think he was just young and dumb and was trying to do shit for shock value.
Yeah, and like he doesn't exist without all that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something to be said for like he got where he is. Like that is an essential part of his story. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's probably making it regardless, but like he took the steps to have this platform to become the artist that he is today that I think is doing so much good for the community, like and for music in general, that I'm like, yo, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. Personally.
And Tyler loves black people. Tyler be around black people. Tyler is very active in the black community. Like I feel like Tyler is
Yeah, I didn't mean like,
you know,
when I said that, I didn't mean like there's like a riff. I just felt like I've seen things where he hasn't fit into hip hop.
He doesn't fit into the traditional. I think that people expect black people to be a certain way, and I think that Tyler is a mainstream example of how there's a million different types of black people. I love Ayo Edebiri and like all the different people that represent the quirky black kids who are non-traditional are really, really dope and necessary.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll say, what are your thoughts on this? As a not big Tyler fan.
God. Well, I was around for the Odd Future time. That was low key. Damn, I should have included him in the list. Like that. Chief Keef, Kanye, Young Thug, Tyler, and Odd Future and everything they were doing. Especially Earl. I was really fucking with Earl around that time. I think it's weird, right? Because, well, I think this is first what I think. A lot of love and a lot of respect to Tyler and everything he's built. I think in the past few, and I want to go to Camp Vlog now, so please, fingers crossed we're going. But I think in the past few interview like clips that I've been seeing circulating around him, I do feel like there are moments when he comes off as hypocritical in his commentary on like what's going on in the zeitgeist and with young people. And I feel like this one he may have gone a little bit too far, because even though it wasn't an outward criticism like vocally, what he did was essentially go against his fans. He said the tweet was talking about how his fans like didn't appreciate black music and all that.
And you're allowed to call niggas out for being stupid.
No, but this is the problem, is that if you were also doing things that felt like the other way or not appreciative of the culture or black music, not black music, but of the culture in the past, and then you go ahead and like a tweet like that or co-sign something like that, then you become a little bit hypocritical. It sounds like you're patronizing people. Like, I don't feel like he's actively maybe educating his fans. He's more just saying, you guys are dumb, like do better.
It's not his job to educate people on sensitivity. It's not his job he posted in RIP and niggas were in there not being sensitive to that and asking him about music and some bullshit. I don't think it is Tyler the Creator's job to make sure a bunch of 13-year-olds understand common etiquette and the moment and understand that this is not a necessary time for that. Like that's not his responsibility.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but he has come out in the past and been like, yo, y'all don't even know who this fucking is. Go read a book or go listen to this music video or something like that.
And that's educating. That's educating. That is now saying you need to do this and watch this. So all he did was like a tweet. All he did was like a tweet, and that got a message out there that he honestly probably wanted to get out there, and he didn't say it himself.
But do you feel like this conversation is important? Because we brought it to the podcast. Because all I'm saying is how to approach it differently. I'm not saying nothing about, oh, it's his responsibility to do any of this. But when you are in the past, like using anti-black symbols and like talking about a whole bunch of shit that is like anti-black and like literally calling yourself an outcast, which we've all experienced before, then it's like, bro, at some point, you got to bring it back around. You know what I'm saying? You do have to. You can't do things.
Let's have a conversation about. 15. Yes, you can. Yes, you can,
bro.
Yes, you can.
Can I finish my sentence? Yeah. Thank you. At some point, bro, you do have to pay for shit that you did as a teenager, as a young adult. Like, you can't just go your whole life and be like, oh, that was just me in the past. You feel me? If you haven't made it right. I don't think he ever really had a moment where he made it right. And it's cool. But I'm just saying, like, little things like that are always going to come up because it is part of his past.
I mean, what would you have wanted him to do to make it right?
No. Here's what I'm saying. So Tyler, the Creator, has oftentimes said, and let's have a conversation about his whole career, because I think this is the only relevant thing about this, because I don't think that big picture Tyler beef with the black community doesn't exist. People are going to listen to Tyler's music, whatever. That doesn't matter socially. Let's just talk about him as an artist now and how he goes forward from here. He has got to a boiling point where now there can't just be this clear line between new fans and old fans. New fans have to accept Tyler's past and what he came from and the foundation that is Tyler, the Creator, now more than ever, because he's at that stage where everything is going to be on the line. People are going to be able to find old shit. Like, he's a target now. People are going to be trying to shoot at him. And if you go back and listen to Tyler interviews around, I want to say pre-Chromacopia, like Call Me If You Get Lost time-ish, he's saying, I got famous off my first ideas. All the shit that you guys heard from me, from Bastard and all that shit, was like 16 to 18-year-old ideas. And it's crazy because a bunch of 16 to 18-year-olds have these ideas and want to pop off as rappers. It just worked for me and my friends. So now, all the shit that we all did from 16 to 18 is contained within our schools and our friend groups. And so if we go draw some dumb shit on a piece of paper or go say some dumb shit, we're going to get reprimanded in the school system. And our people that grew up with us are going to know about it. And obviously, if you tweet something, like, it's there forever and it's on the internet. So you have to be careful with that. But for the most part, it's pretty contained with how bad something is going to get for us. And we're going to bump our head and learn from it, like most teenagers do. Tyler, the Creator, is now on the biggest stage in the world, and everything that he's been doing is public and for people to see. And he has the ability to monetize and put motion behind every bad, stupid idea he has as a teenager. We could have bad ideas and we couldn't act on it because we didn't have time, money, or resources. He had all of those things. So he made dumb mistakes, did dumb things. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. I don't think we should act like he's the worst person in the world or any different than any of us. I think we need to say, that was dumb. You bumped your head, grow from it. Let's move on.
Yeah, bro, because to me, it's like, yes, you could come out and apologize and try to make things right like that. But what's way more valuable than an apology is like going and making real change in the world and creating new spaces for people to be great. Like, the amount of good that Tyler has done for the entire shit, everything, so far outweighs the harm, in my opinion, that came from maybe these skits. So I'm like, yo, I would way rather see someone that makes a dumb mistake and bump their head go be great, move on, like you said, grow and create like positive change. I value that more than an apology, personally.
But I don't want him to apologize. I'm just saying, like, this conflict's going to exist if you don't acknowledge it ever.
And I think that it's going to follow him for the rest of his career. And I don't think that those pictures are ever going to go away. And I think that whenever people so choose, they're going to be able to bring that up and be like, you did this. And it sucks that he's been in the public eye forever, and that's not something that he could run away from. That's something he's got to live with, but I don't think that that's going to kill his career or anything like that.
Well, sorry, but like every 2 years, that screenshot from Genius pops up. You talking about pregnant? That pops up every single 2 years. He's just getting bigger, so more people are seeing it. But it's not like this is something that's been hidden. I get that on my timeline every couple years.
And it's not like that song is taken down.
Right, like
niggas
you
can
go
listen to
it.
the music. So
yeah.
I think that all it's gonna be is that niggas are gonna have to listen to the shit and understand that also, like, if we really want to get into hip hop, niggas don't really want to talk about that, but like horrorcore was a genre of music. Yeah. Like the same niggas who would like listen to some old Eminem songs. Eminem was wilding. So Tyler's like, this is Tyler. This is what he comes from. If you're fucking soft and want to reprimand him and say he's the worst ever, go ahead and do it. I think he's going to be fine. But
yeah, this was also around the time period when like YouTube was super edgy too.
Yeah, everyone was edgy, bro.
Like, yeah. Some of the content creators around that time were wild.
And that's the thing. Edgy is different than stupid, though. And this is stupid. And that's what can't get lost in our point. Like, yes, Tyler can move on and be okay from this, but like, you don't play with this. Like, this is not okay. And this is not This is something that I think.
Wait, what specifically?
The mistakes he made with the KKK shit.
Okay,
like that specific one.
Yeah, that's not. You can never play with that.
What do you think about the Chappelle skit?
What?
Didn't Chappelle do a skit about like a blind black guy that was in the KKK?
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Like, do you think that's not like that's problematic?
Well, I think Tyler's had no context and was just like. He was just trying to be edgy.
I'm
I
not-
think,
Yeah,
I
but
think
I'm
Dave,
just asking
I'm
because Miles
not-
said you can't play with that. So
I
I'm
think
like,
Dave
I'm-
Chappelle was like social commentary.
I'm more mad. I'm not really mad about the picture. I'm more mad about selling the merch with the with the hooded.
yeah.
I think that's the problematic one.
Yeah.
I think that is, you can't put merch and have people wearing t-shirts with that
And make money off it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's super, super crazy. But yeah, Tyler, learn from it, grow from it. Talking about artists that are moving in the right direction, we're going to continue with our segment, Stock Up for Artists. I think that we have some really exciting artists this week. Who wants to start?
Miles, bro. You
want me to jump off? You
You
want me
take
to
it
jump
away,
off?
bro.
I mean, I'll open up with someone who we've talked about a lot on this podcast. Obviously, Odeal's his album, The Summer That Saved Me, is one of, I think, all of our favorite albums of this year.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about him for Stock Up because he's doing the right thing in terms of live performances. I think that now more than ever, we've talked about live being something that artists have to really focus on. And for Odeal, he's international and has done a lot of DJ performances and has the Ovember thing where he throws parties. And he's like always outside, I think, but doing an organized tour and giving this album the moment it deserves, I think, is really, really dope. So he just had an LA stop. And I wasn't able to make it out to the show, but it was obviously incredible. But the moment that I think really shook shit up was there was video of Justin Bieber popping out.
Yeah.
And he's backstage after. And I want to say Bieber is one of the funniest niggas in the world
Bieber's so funny, bro.
Because I think that everyone be like tripping, like, oh, Bieber be on drugs, all that. Bieber just be fried. Bieber be high as hell, bro. You could tell that he was just vibing, loved the performance. He's going crazy, like, yo, you the swaggiest man in the world,
Bro.
man. That was perfect, bro. And I think that kind of just shows who has eyes on Odeal, the direction he's going in. Obviously, the album is great. If you really, really want to get into it too, he's been doing a little series where he's going around to different places around the world and like doing a day there and just kind of learning about different things. And like, I think he's embracing being a personality, which is dope. And I don't think he's there yet, but I think in a couple years, we're going to look up and see that he's one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah, I didn't know he was doing that series. I think that's a cool way for him to position himself as this really international, well-traveled, because that's kind of what the music sounds like to me. I love listening to that album in Hawaii. I want to listen to that album while I travel around. It feels super worldly. So I hope he leans into that. That's cool. I know
Yeah,
he's doing
this
that.
dude was in Italy making pizza.
Yeah.
It's I was like, what is going on?
So is he from London?
So he is Nigerian,
Okay.
raised in London and somewhere else internationally.
I
as
saw that he
well.
was like from Germany, though.
Germany and London.
Interesting.
He grew up in both of those two places. I think I want to even say he might have spent a little bit of time in Spain or something like that. But at this point, he's really just kind of an artist that I think is anything. And I don't know even how to categorize his genre because it's not Afrobeat.
No, it's probably more R&B at this point, but it's got Afrobeat and Amapiano elements to it too.
Because it's not just, I was gonna say, it's not just Afrobeat, it's not just Amapiano, it's not just R&B. I think that he's gonna work because he exists in this really interesting blend of spaces. And then he obviously just dropped a video from Miami too with Leon Thomas,
Yeah.
which was really, really great. And I think that's a nice person for him to align himself with. I think he's just next to the right people, but he's also not like being overly selective.
Yeah.
Like I see him collaborating with a bunch of different artists, and I love that he just popped out for Wale. I think they have a song together. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool, bro. I fuck with Odeal. He seems to have good energy. Shout out to him, man.
Nah, he's one of the most exciting people making music right now.
Definitely.
Like if somebody asks me for like some low key shit that came out this year, that's probably the first thing I'm sending them. If
Definitely.
you haven't heard it, like you need to hear that EP. It gets better every time I play it.
Exactly.
I think somebody that I think their stock is rising. Sorry, pause. I think my artist.
This nigga just see.
I froze, bro. I froze. My artist whose stock is rising is Tame Impala. Obviously, he dropped the Deadbeat album this week. It was met with some mixed reviews from reviewers and people that love Tame because obviously at this point he's a legend. He's one of the most prolific, profound artists of our generation. So the standard is like a 10 out of 10. Anything less than like an instant classic, people are gonna shit on. You know, so it was met with some mixed reviews, but I can't lie, this is the perfect album for this moment. Like the dance crave is real. I'm seeing it in my life. People around me listen to a lot of dance music, and he did it so well.
Yeah.
The music is so fire, bro. I was throwing this on the Uber out to the spot last night. Like it plays in so many different circumstances, and it's some of his best music. Like Obsolete to me is one of the most like danceable Tame Impala songs of all time. The intro Back to My Old Ways was so fire just when you know like what Kevin Parker comes from. You know what I mean? Like Back to My Old Ways is a crazy way to kick it off. I just think his stock is up because he's going to see more commercial success with this album than I think he's ever seen. I think people were kind of caught off guard when what's the
Current.
song? Huh? No.
Oh, wait,
He had his first Billboard, Dracula, the single was the first time he landed on the charts, bro.
Yes.
That was his first single. When he has songs like The Less I Know, The Better. Like songs with over 1 billion streams. And the first time he touched the chart was a couple weeks ago.
Well, so wasn't Currents, and tell me if I'm wrong, but Currents, the album with The Less I Know.
Yeah.
The one that I think is kind of become his classic.
Right.
That was a departure from the sound that he had established before, no?
A little bit, yeah.
That was a different move for him.
Yeah.
So I feel like him as an artist, and again, someone who's kind of at the forefront of all this shit, has always not only found success, but been open to trying new things. He's not gonna like kind of fall into a pocket.
Right.
So I've only heard, I think, 2 songs from this project.
Yeah.
And it does sound a little bit more upbeat. I was hearing a little bit more like drums than I expected.
Oh yeah. It's a true house record.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, there's moments that are like kind of, it's cool because he's on like a gradual progression. It's not like he's deviating. He started full indie rock. Lonerism was pretty psychedelic rock. Currents moves, we're getting a little bit more drums, 808s, it's a little bit more electronic, but it's still in that psych world. Then the Slow Rush pushes us further into production, into dance, and now we've arrived at like full house Tame Impala.
And he's doing live shit too.
Yeah, DJing.
He had some live DJ sets, which I think is really, really dope. Again, like just being outside, being active, I think is really important, especially when you have obviously an entire album coming out. But
yeah, and sorry, you guys saying?
I was just gonna say, like, having someone of his profile being very tangible is dope.
Yeah, I agree. And I just really like this moment that it feels like dance music is having. I was thinking about it the other day and it's like, oh, damn, that's really the Beyonce effect, I guess. What came first, Renaissance or honestly, never mind?
Renaissance.
Renaissance Act 1,
No,
right?
no, it was.
I want to say
It was honestly
Renaissance.
never mind, because I feel like people were like,
They were,
"Oh,
there was a
Drake
conversation.
rushed the album because he knew Renaissance was coming out."
Either way, I think that it's bigger than just them. I think
I
that
agree.
it is COVID had everyone inside.
Yeah.
And now that we're back outside, I think you're seeing the effects in music. And I think that that's I love hip hop.
Yeah.
And I think that we're gonna get into that conversation a little bit later. But I think that music is always reflective of the times of society. And I think that this dance craze is reflective of where people are at.
Yeah, it's very cultural. People want connection. People want to gather around music. They want to be in spaces and music that encourages that.
Disagree.
What?
I think it's almost nihilistic and like, damn, there's so much other shit going on around us.
Yeah.
There's so much craziness in the world. It seems like everything's crumbling, everything's fucked. We need to turn our brains off and just like live in the music because it's very immersive.
Yeah.
You have to almost like be like, let's just be present right now.
Yeah.
Let's be here right now in this moment and like just like live life to the max. Like there's nothing else going on outside.
Yeah.
That was a big word.
Immersive.
No, nihilistic.
Oh,
I mean, you said disagree,
Yeah.
but I agree with that. I think that's the same point.
okay, cool.
You know what I mean? I
Okay,
just think
cool.
people.
You just had a
people-
more positive description.
I think so. I think people want to just party, like you said, like forget everything for a little bit. We don't need these really deep records. We're tired of thinking about shit. Shit is bad. Let's fucking dance. I've never been so excited about dance music in my life. I think it's probably, I don't know, this year with Twigs, with Tame. I really love this whole trend, and I hope we keep getting really, because it's cool. K-Tronada also, honestly, influenced a lot of this because it feels less intense than normal house music. You know what I mean? It's groovier, it's R&B, it's chill, it's kind of sexy. Like that, like I think it's just a melting pot of ways for dance music to become more accessible for everyone.
We got shit. They got niggas like Rod Wave not wanting to make sad music no more, bro.
For sure, bro. He trying to turn a leaf, man. I guess I'll just get into it then. You know? Stock has always been up, but never so much as right now. My artist is Rod Wave, bro. Rod Wave, a generational artist. Redemption tour happening this fall. I think this fall.
Well,
Album
is it
turn-
the fall?
Either fall or top of the year. I'm not sure. I just saw the flyer. I'm buying my ticket whenever it's coming out. Album turned in. Hopefully we get that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon. I think Rod Wave is just in an interesting point of his career because he's already had the ticket sales. He's already had a lot of records that do, sell a lot, and he does have these plaques and these accolades. But I do feel like he's finally getting the public recognition and respect that he deserves on a hip hop level, but also just like an artist level too. Like I feel like a business level. Like I didn't watch the Joe Budden podcast. I do want to see it. It's behind a paywall. That's why I haven't watched it yet. But I do feel like you said they had a good conversation, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have been reluctant to fully dive into Rod Wave just because I like to bother you. But I think that for me, Rod Wave has been a talent and a force to be reckoned with for a little minute now, just because once I understood his touring presence, I was like, okay, this nigga's really valid, right? And this Joe interview is the first time I've ever seen him actually sit down and have long form conversation with someone and just kind of just speak his mind on a lot of things. I feel like I got a deeper understanding of him because I think he puts so much into the music that he doesn't really necessarily feel the need to talk all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I kind of understood his headspace and not only his understanding of where he's at right now, but where he's trying to go next, I was like, oh, nah, this nigga's about to be out of here for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he trying to go?
So I think the main thing that I took away from this is that it was him and his uncle, right? He didn't have like the big business manager or anything like that. It was really them two kind of running shit up. And Rod was of the mindset where it's like, I want to learn from him as much as I can. And he was moving like, oh, this person is getting paid to do this. Why would we not just cut out the middleman and do it ourselves? And I think that the best example that I have from the interview is when he was talking about merch sales and how they kind of went to a merch factory and like watch how the shit was getting made. And they're like, these niggas ain't doing nothing. Like we could do this shit ourselves and like we don't even need to have someone kind of distributing this for us. We could just sell it ourselves through our own website, do our own shit. And I don't remember the exact number, but I want to say it was like just several millions of dollars. He was making off merch.
Damn.
Like
Yeah.
on some crazy shit. And basically his uncle passed and Rod was like, I was focusing on just the music aspect of everything and he was handling all that. And now that he's passed, I have to hold everything.
Yeah, and I do feel like there was a little bit of, I won't say a disconnect because I was listening to the album yesterday and I do feel like I like a few songs on there a lot. But
The
I
most
feel like
recent one.
Yeah, the most recent project, I feel like during that time period, a lot of that music was centered around his uncle, and then the tour, the tour got canceled because his uncle passed and he was just like not in the headspace. So that's why I'm kind of excited for this new arc because it does seem like he's learned a lot. Like even seeing him pop out in Sinners.
Yeah.
Like I know like we did laugh at that song a little bit because it had some moments where we're just like, what? And the music video was kind of crazy. But I do feel like that as a business move and just taking your music a little bit more mainstream, but also in a format that is like authentically like us. Like I feel like those sorts of moves also make me feel like he's on a different type of path. And it's good to hear you say that he was talking a lot about business. I think the idea of redemption and the redemption tour, like because he canceled his tour before and because a lot of fans were disappointed in that and because the album wasn't received the same way the other albums were, like I do feel like this is a new arc, especially hearing the lead single. I think it was really good.
But he was also talking about business in a way that I like because he was like, I want to understand who's around me and the people around me. And if you're here, let's find a job. Let's find a purpose. Let me figure out how I can work with people who I actually know and trust rather than going to these other people who I don't know to get my shit done. And he's talking about running plays and he's like, oh, like I'm not going to have like the homies just being around, just sitting around doing nothing. Like, let's go find you a job. Like, what do you like to do? What are you interested in? How can we make money together? You know what I mean? Like, it's very young CEO shit. It's very like still keeping it authentic. And I think that's dope. And I think we need someone like that because that's how Hov did it. Jay-Z is not only respected as an artist, but I think in any circle, in any place you go with Jay-Z, he's respected as a businessman, damn near first and foremost. And I think that we need the next generation of people to do that. And I think that when we look at the Rod Waves and the NBA young boys, we forget how young they are. So when you're making music at 20, not even for them, it's like 19 to 25, 26. Yeah, you might be on some ignorant shit. Yeah, you might be on some YN shit or whatever. But now they're growing up and kind of transitioning into that next phase of where it's like, oh, let me shift what I'm talking about. Let me move a little different. So I'm excited to see see the next phase of a lot of these niggas who we've kind of written off as like trap niggas or whatever, as they grow into really mature artists.
Mhm.
You think Rod Wave's the next Jay-Z?
I don't know, bro.
Is he our Jay-Z?
I'm not gonna put it, bro. I'm not gonna put it past niggas, bro. You got to give them the opportunity to really become what they're gonna become.
I mean, he's so young too. Like
That's
what?
what. Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
that's what I'm saying. He's so young. I'm looking at Jay-Z was born in '69. Reasonable Doubt came out in '96.
He dropped
right?
his first album at 28.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, well, I think it's a different era too, because like I think Hove was living his raps.
Yeah.
for most of his early 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he was really in the field. That's why shit. Westside Gunn is 40 and rapping for a reason. Nigga was in jail doing some bids. He was
Yeah,
really that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. Look at us like big up as some artists. Getting into new music, has niggas dropped that matter? Oh, young Dolla $ign, old Dolla $ign for real. That shit was cool. Tycoon. I listened to the feature songs because I've never been a Dolla $ign album guy.
yeah.
And I'm a big R&B head and I love Dolla $ign features, but for me, Ty has never moved me as an album artist. I think the concepts are normally just a little bit it's not that they're disjointed, because I do think he talks about the sex, money, I live a better lifestyle than you niggas and I sing better than you type thing. Like that's normally the path he goes down with his music.
Yes.
But it's just like, I don't know. There's just something about his album music that don't always hit right for me. He gets a couple every now and then, but I think this album, Tycoon, was no different for me. I think that now that he's been around Ye, the production has shifted a little bit more. It's not as vibey R&B all the time. It's a little bit more hard hitting.
Yeah.
Trappy R&B, I guess if you want to say, like rap influence R&B. There's a couple songs that I might grab on this and like gravitate to. I gotta pull up the names, but how did y'all feel about it?
Shit's pretty mid, bro.
It was
pretty fucking
fine.
mid.
Well, you
I
gotta
can't-
talk about why it's mid though.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the thing with Ty is he takes me out with bad bars. Like, there's too many like cringe bars where I'm like, okay, that was far too graphic for me. And like, I'm at the state, like, I think I used to like look past it a lot, but like one bad line kills a song for me. Like one really bad line, I'm like, well, I'm not saving this anymore. I can't put this on in the car. Because like, you can't have a cringe line.
You can have.
Nah, I don't think you can.
You can have two. You can have two bad lines for me.
In a song and still get play?
Two bad lines?
Once you get
It's a
to
lot.
two, no, I'm saying once you get to two, I can't play it.
But to have
One I
those two
can
bad,
tolerate.
the song needs to be really good. Like if your song
Yeah.
is just like a 7 and then you drop a bad line, because Ty was shooting out a bunch of 6 and 7s on this project, but then the one bad line, I'm like, well, I'm not saving this one. I like the song with Quavo and Juicy J.
Because
it's
I'm
the
like
focus single.
Odeal saying PIMP, now I SIMP over your beauty. And like that should be a terrible line.
That's
but
not a
that
terrible
nigga-
line.
Bro, I'm talking about
It's,
like,
it's a little corny, but like it's a
Nah,
good
but
song.
he's saying it mad pretty, so I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. I don't even listen to that.
But that's
I'm talking about
crazy
Ty
line.
Dolla being like, come eat this dick, you know, like,
Oh.
like when he gets like
Nah.
really super graphic.
He be on
I
that
mean,
though. He be on that.
this is crazy.
but he
it's-
be saying shit like
bro,
that.
and it's like, why, bro? I think you
He's
know.
horny.
Yeah, I can't do like super
R&B
graphic
niggas
horny.
should not be allowed to make music after 38. I think you get a little bit too horny. Look at yo. First of all, R&B niggas had a bad week. Cause you see Mario on stage yelling at the cameraman.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yo, because here was my thing with the Mario clip, and I'm so sorry to get off Ty Dolla $ign, but the album was all right. We talked about it. Fine, listen to it. There's gonna be a song on there for you. So Mario on stage, and it's like that nigga used to be the "Let Me Love You" nigga. Like that nigga used to really be on stage, rock. All the bitches love Mario, all that shit, right? Mario don't look the same. Mario gained a little bit of weight, you know what I mean? You look a little bit deeper into Mario's eyes. It's a little like he look a little bit sadder, right? And then you know from Mario, no, because this fucked my head up. Because Mario was that nigga to me, bro.
Yeah.
At a certain point, Mario was really him, bro. And you know, he looking out at the crowd, and it's like it's not the same people. The bitch is a little bit uglier. You know what I mean? It's
Was
not-
there like I didn't see this clip? Was there a moment where
No,
you
there's nothing from the crowd. This
No.
is all me seeing it from Mario. I'm seeing Mario on stage, right? Getting mad. But then, so you see the cameraman. You see just some random young nigga.
Yeah.
Some random young
Doing
nigga.
his job.
Yeah. Filming Mario, trying to get the angles of Mario. Because, you know, he trying to make Mario look like decent on stage. It's probably not easy to do.
yo, bro?
And Mario turned around and said, hey, nigga, move. Get the fuck. You don't have to get the fuck off. Mario. He was, because it looked bad on Mario, but I think people got to give him some slack. I'm saying, I think you got to look deeper into like from his perspective. He's going through. That was a difficult time for him, but yeah, I just had to talk about that because I seen it. And shout out to you, Mario. I'm praying for you.
He was streaming with Neon the other day.
Exactly.
I was
confused.
And
Mario. If I'm Mario and I'm streaming with Neon, the drive home is crazy.
Dolla was also there.
Bro, and Mario was just on Mafiathon too, right?
Probably. I think he
was, bro. I don't know. I don't like when the old guys get
Did
on the
Mario
stream,
drive
bro.
himself to Mafiathon?
The only old person that has gotten on stream and it's worked has been Kevin Hart. But he was there for a reason.
And
you know?
yeah, and I was even very skeptical about that.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he just performed well.
Yeah.
But like just old people on stream, I don't know.
But fuck all that. Oh yeah, because I was like, I was hyper fixated on Mario, but like Genuine, all them niggas, bro.
Or what happened with Genuine?
Just I seen him dancing on stage.
Oh,
Don't
wait.
dance at 45.
Oh,
don't try to hit the sexy
but
dance.
They were cooking him though. Why?
Because don't try
But
to
he
be
could still
sexy.
sing, though.
Don't try to be sexy as a nigga 38 plus.
But he was still singing though.
But he was moving his body weird.
It's like you remember the Justin Timberlake clip from last
Yeah.
year?
Oh,
From Something
yeah,
in the
yeah,
Water?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that, yeah.
Don't move like that.
Yeah.
You gotta find a new bit.
Don't move like that.
You know,
My
John
bad.
Morant needs to learn shoot the three at some point. You know, you can't be banging on people your whole career. You got to change the game.
Chill on John. Chill on John.
Hey,
Chill on
he can
John.
shoot. He can shoot.
Tommy Richmond put out music too. San Andreas.
Yup.
Shout out him. Shout out gang. It is interesting to have a conversation about Tommy Richmond because I think that we have been fans for a minute. We obviously support the music. I think he's just a cool nigga in general. You know what I mean? So obviously I'm going to be supportive of whatever the nigga's doing, just transparently.
Yeah.
I think that the new song is cool, but I do want to hear the next. This feels like it feels like a bop, but I don't want a bop. I want like an album cut of something with more substance a little bit from him next.
Yeah.
That's why I'm on.
I mean, I think what we really talked about is like really liking the Coyote project because it gave us a different side of him.
Tight.
And I think, you know, it's a whole conversation about art versus like trying to compete in the marketplace, all this different stuff. But by not putting those two songs on that project, he lost a lot of visibility on what, in my opinion at least, was his better work. And I think like the stuff that stands out now is probably like the more like commercial stuff that he's doing. So that's kind of the direction I feel like this is going.
Exactly. But I think it's still a good song. I think Tommy could do this vibe. I think that this is, we know this lane for sure.
Yeah,
So,
I like the song. I think the song's good. I added it to our weekly playlist.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it, and I also really like the promo skit that he filmed.
The promo skit was funny.
Like they're doing the
promo skit
whole
was hilarious.
GTA thing. It's called San Andreas, and I like at first I was like, "Whoa, wait a second! Like, is this about to be terrible?" But then I realized it's satire, and like the voice is
that's what I
dubbed.
thought it was going to. I was like, what was this video?
I did not understand that.
Yeah,
that
like-
makes it way funnier.
No.
But what
Because
really
even the
got
way they were talking too was like very like
I was like, is
video
this-
game like
Yeah.
I get it now. I get it now.
No, I thought the skit was really funny.
He's
That's
really
more
funny,
funny.
bro.
That's more funny.
He's really funny.
Oh, well, I like that more.
And I like that it seemed like he was even poking fun at the streamer shit. That he kind of was going viral for the streamer pressing him about singing $1 Million Baby and him kind of responding poorly. Whatever. But I like that it seemed like he was kind of like making fun of that
what I'm
situation
saying. He's a
with
cool
the whole
nigga.
like sing the song, sing it, you know?
That I know the screaming went on at the end. The screaming just kept going. I was crying.
I fuck with the direction. I do fuck with the direction. of this.
Can I say one thing a little bit off topic?
Yeah.
I've decided that streamers should not be in the studio unless explicitly invited for an event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
like
think-
but having streamers like pull up to the studio and they're just floating around streaming like that is weird to me.
It's just boring.
To be honest,
It's
it's
just
just like
boring
what are you doing?
I don't want to see that content.
Well, I mean, it changes everybody's attitude in the room. Like when you know there's somebody that's live streaming to an audience, it changes how everybody acts.
A streamer should never be in the room for the creation process.
Right.
I don't think anyone should have eyes on the creation process because you should be able to have weird, shitty ideas that turn into something good eventually.
Yeah. You got to feel like comfortable throwing bad shit out. You got to be vulnerable. Like I don't know. I don't think it's the place for a live stream.
I'm trying to think. Is ever?
No.
No. Fuck. I was about to say crazy hate. Who else dropped music? Who dropped music? Mona Leo. I want to talk about her real quick. Shout out to her who did the Body album out right now. I think female rap is always interesting. I think that
Yo. I just think that was a funny soundbite.
Oh
I I hear people say female rap a lot. Is that is that how we call this?
I don't know if we should be. It's
No,
not
yeah,
that we
I
shouldn't call it that. It's just funny to hear it out loud. Like it's like not like part of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
just
was
funny.
scared. No, I think there is a clear distinction right now
Yeah.
between what the niggas are doing and what the women are doing, because I think what the women are doing is working both culturally and streaming wise.
Yeah.
I think that it is a whole different process to break a female rapper versus a male rapper.
I mean, I think also like part of that. I'm just adding on to what you're saying is like they're just dominating the club scene. Like in any outdoor space, like that's what you're gonna hear.
And I think that they as personalities are dope. Like I just saw that Bunna B girl on stream with Rakai.
She's funny.
She was excellent.
Yeah.
That song is fine or whatever, but that made me a fan of hers genuinely, just because like she seemed like a very down to earth girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I was like, oh, I want to support you. You know, I really I think that a lot of these women that are out here doing this shit are very active too in building their personal brand, not just their musical brand. So you actually are invested in the human being. That's why you see Nicki and Cardi have stands like they do.
Yeah.
So I think that getting back to like obviously Mona Leo's project, which was Who Did the Body, Houston rapper. She is interesting because I think that she is not doing anything that any of the other people who are making these records are. I don't want. This is not ass shaking music. This is not club records all the time.
Yeah.
She is someone who is approaching this album with a lot of depth, a lot of concepts. Like the intro track, Life After Death, is her take on like what happens after you pass away.
That's cool.
That's a really interesting first track. Like, I don't think niggas are doing that right now.
No, that's really cool.
She's very animated. And then the way that she talks about just black culture and black people and articulates herself is very intelligent. And there's so much depth that she ties into her visuals. If you see the music video for Sexy Solon, I think that she's celebrating, obviously, we all want to bring everyone together, all black culture, but specifically black American culture, which I think sometimes gets lost and kind of just glossed over. I think she highlighted that, but shout out to her. Shout out her new project. Tap in if you haven't already. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I'll shout out the new Sudan Archives project. She is really, really dope. Came up as a violinist in the game and then kind of transitioned into making really cool like electronic hip hop instrumental stuff. She has a really great voice. It's really hard to pin down the kind of music she makes because it's really off the wall. This new record is more dancey. The song on there called A Bug's Life, bro, is fucking incredible. I think I've played it 20 times since the album came out. And the whole
Put that
album
on the rotation, right?
Yeah. Make sure to follow a weekly rotation. 30 new songs every week. The album's really dope, and she's really dope, and I think this is gonna get more eyes on her, which is cool because she's with Stone's Throw, so she's in that cool like indie alt niche, and I think she's deserved a lot more credit and a lot more streams for the past 8 years. This one seems like it might break through a little bit, so I really hope that she sees a lot of success.
Definitely. Before we get out of here, I kind of wanted to finish a conversation me and Osei were having off mic. I think we can come to a conclusion on mic.
I hope we can come to a conclusion.
I think we can come to a conclusion
know.
on the microphones. So I don't know. What do we determine was the overarching question that we're trying to figure out?
So I brought up the point that I feel like the late 90s, early 2000s was when rap and R&B were dominating the actual Billboard charts, like the top 10.
Yes.
And then we went back and we saw like a few examples of like, okay, like, yes, that makes sense. But I guess the question is like, what is the reason that that's not happening now?
Yes.
And then it led to a couple other questions. I think that's where we started.
I mean, I think that we've obviously talked about hip hop isn't where it's supposed to be, all the stuff, whatever. We've done that conversation a million times. I think that that's played out. I think that trying to get to the why of that is still interesting. And for me, when you look at this question, I think that in the 90s and early 2000s, there was more of an infrastructure on the business side that was able to push these records. And I think we've seen it even with the Drake situation with Universal, that the biggest artist in the world, the most successful artist in the world, have to have some sort of machine behind them to really make these records do what they're supposed to do. So when you have the Bad Boy Records, whatever it was that existed in the 90s and early 2000s that was an entity behind these artists, I think what was helping drive them to the forefront of music on a commercial level.
Yeah. And I'm thinking too, like, and we'd have to do a little bit of research just to make sure, but I do feel like all these labels were moving as a unit. Like a lot of them were sub-labels of Def Jam. And then Motown too, even though two separate entities, they were all moving together as well. Like I think there was really like a mobile movement pushing hip hop to the forefront within these individual sub-labels.
But so then again, to get to the answer to your question and just the why to your question, to me, the answer is simply that, and I feel like I've said this before on mic, but like we need more labels, businesses, companies that are invested in Black music and wanting to uplift Black music specifically, because I think that trying to make it work in the major label system is never going to happen. And not in 2025.
I kind of feel like there are these companies just like this, the same amount that was around in the 90s.
There's not the same amount.
You don't think?
I think that there's LVRN, there's TDE, and Dreamville is no more. OVO isn't really a thing, but if you want to say that exists.
I guess right now, yes, but you rewind like 3 years. You know what I mean? You have like Dreamville cooking, TDE cooking, YSL cooking. Like there are these companies. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's a problem with the sound. To me, I think culturally, like the sound needs to be pushed forward. And I think people are trying, but I don't think anybody's found the sound that's gonna take hip hop to its next phase.
But so
I think it might go low for a couple years until somebody finds that sound that's gonna push it.
You need to make better music with other great people. So the same way, tying it back to D'Angelo, his music elevated when he went to Electric Feel.
Yeah.
Or Electric Lady.
Yeah.
And started collaborating with the Questloves of the world and all the different people that were in that community.
Yeah.
I think TDE with Kendrick, SZA, J-Rock, Isaiah Rashad, all these different people are able to be successful because they're bouncing ideas off each other in a safe space that's going to uplift them and give them the opportunity to be as creative as they want to be.
Yeah.
If you look back in the 90s, it was So Def with Jermaine Dupri and all the shit that he was doing. Then you had fucking, I'm fucking blanking on the name. God damn it.
Who is it?
God damn it. God damn it.
Who?
Fuck. Skane Dolla.
Okay.
And the niggas that he was doing with where he had Joe and all of them coming up.
Yeah.
With the rapidy rap shit and that was Slaughterhouse with the 90s and early
Yeah.
2000s again. Like there was a bunch of little ones like that. There was probably like, I feel like there was like probably 20 of them. Just all when this was like the golden era of like rap and R&B music. And now I'd say that there's probably 5, 6, but we just need more little ones with like 4 artists signed to them, 3 artists signed to them. And they don't all have to be superstars, but maybe you could cultivate an environment where one of those 4 could be a superstar.
Yeah.
You know, whereas now it feels like a bunch of niggas who are trying to figure shit out on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone got to be moving together. I almost want to add to this too, because this is probably more a theory than anything I have with proof, but I do feel like music, like culturally, is so tied to like the political state of the world too, that I think all these things that are being pushed forward to probably have more to do with what's going on, like especially in the US, with what's going on with the whole MAGA movement and our president and all that shit. Because you're seeing all these country artists and pop artists just rise to the top. And I almost feel like you're seeing like, maybe it didn't start as this, but this counterculture or counter movement in like the Latin scene when it comes to like Bad Bunny, obviously, and then all these regional Mexican artists like creating music in a time when there's so much political strife and so much talk about immigration and all the shit with ICE. Like I almost feel like that movement and the shit happening in the streets, especially here in LA with Mexican people, is like also like feeding into like the pushing of that music forward in the culture. And this, it's strange though, because it's hard to tell because a lot of this shit is happening in the US, but also internationally. Like I think we'd also have to look at the like international Billboard charts and see like what's going on over there too. Because we're so focused on things happening here.
I think the same thing happened though during the first term of Trump being president, when you had like YG putting out "Fuck Donald Trump," that was when Kendrick put out "To Pimp a Butterfly." Like, and I think that type of hip hop and those messages were what was kind of being pushed in the mainstream because that was the issue that we were going through. Just to relate this back to hip hop and R&B music, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that when you are able to put a social justice type of energy behind your music, that's obviously definitely going to activate people and just push conversation more because now you're going to have political conversations feeding into the music and all of that. And I think that while we still have some of that now, it's maybe just not at the forefront of everyone's music, but
Yeah, I don't think the commentary needs to be at the forefront of the music. I think what we said in the dance segment and what you're saying now is that like culture in large will always impact and change the way music gets streamed. Like world culture, society as a whole is gonna like change the ebbs and flows of each genre and what's popular at every moment. So I don't think you need to necessarily be preaching for culture to like lend itself to a rise in Latin music. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like the time.
yeah.
You know, and I kind of feel it too. I think this could be like, because what Bad Bunny is doing is really so incredible. You know what I mean? Like it is the most fire thing happening in music to me. The album that he dropped and then the Super Bowl and the way that it's perfectly coinciding, not that it's like good, but like it's the perfect time for it.
He's having the best year in music.
Yeah, and it's somebody that is like, the timing is so right now for him to go. So like I would love to see more artists from his world, his camp. I'm not super familiar with the space, so I'd love to see more get on that superstar level.
Yeah, and it's so interesting too because even with Bad Bunny, if we separate him from like the rest of Latin music and everything going on, like everything he's saying and everything he's doing, like all exists within the U.S. It's almost like internal conflict, right? Because like all the shit with ICE going on, like yeah, ICE is in Puerto Rico, but they're like Puerto Ricans are American citizens, like but all that shit affects us too because it's like they're like kicking out like I think a lot of Dominican people are actually out there and like affected by that shit too. So it's just, and then people commenting on the Super Bowl saying the shit about singing in English and all that. It's just a weird internal conflict that the U.S. is having too. So that's what makes it more fire. I just wanted to add your point.
Yeah. Who do you think has a shot in the Latin space to like really blow up in this political climate?
I think Fuerza, I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly. I think it's Fuerza Regida. Just because they're a little bit more, I wouldn't say they're like outwardly like political, but they are a little bit more just like, they kind of lean a little bit more into like what I assume is just like the more like street culture that goes on in like wherever they're from in Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think like they're always like, when I go on their Instagram, they're always talking about like, they're always rallying their community and always helping out their community, and they're very community focused. So I feel like if they're not up now, which they probably are, like that's probably like the next wave. Anything else? I don't know. I really like this kid named Javi, who's cool, but I don't think he has like I don't think he's like the one. I just like his voice.
I like Young Miko a lot.
Oh, Young Miko's dope.
I think
too.
she's really, really dope. I think she could do some crazy shit. That's the only person that I'm really familiar with that's like a young bull.
Yeah.
So we kind of moved off your big question.
I mean, I think that we kind of answered the question a little bit. I guess the only thing that I wanted to say quickly is the next thing is going to be R&B music. I think hip hop had a time. I think that Afrobeat had a time. I think right now it is going to be Latin music that's going to exist for a little pocket in time is like maybe the main thing. But R&B does have a space to do something. So who's going to be the next couple of people who rise up and maybe do something? I'm excited for what's next in the genre.
It's dance time right now. Don't forget about the dance artists. That's the moment right now.
Dance is right now.
Dance is
it's
right
dance
now.
right now. It's dance right now over Latin music.
Because R&B can like really fuse with dance too. Like I think that's where you're seeing big success. That's why I talk about K Tronada. You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna be like soul music. I think there might be. I'm interested to see what this next Kehlani project does.
Yeah.
I think that's going to inform a lot of my opinions about where R&B is going.
Summer Walker like next week, right?
Summer and Kehlani.
And Daniel Caesar next week. Oh, shit.
Not Daniel as much, but Summer and Kehlani.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about R&B releases.
And the
reason
the reason I highlighted Summer though, or Kehlani, is because I think she's pulling from very traditional places right now. And I think that if that album works on a mainstream level, like multiple folded songs, then that might be a sign of what people want from the genre a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If Summer teased with Heart of a Woman, oh my God, we ain't even talk about that. Is that Summer album next week?
Am I tripping? I thought I saw that on Instagram.
She announced. Oh, we didn't even
I don't
talk
even
about
know.
Summer. But let's get out of here on some Summer Walker shit before we close up, bro. That album has the potential to be bigger than SZA shit if she delivers musically. If she delivers musically, Summer Walker is of that caliber. She's got to catch some records that really chart.
Bigger than SZA's last project? Is that what you're saying?
Are you saying commercially?
Yes. Because I think that's the next step up for her.
You can tell me it's going to be a better record, and I'll believe that.
Yeah,
No.
Maybe like better. Like
I don't know if she has the visibility.
It's kind of different because I don't want to get on mics and be like, oh, nah, you're wrong. But I don't. Like, what are you basing that off of?
I think that SZA is a R&B superstar.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Summer Walker is an R&B star. I think that with this album, she has to drop an album to the caliber. Maybe I said the words wrong. She needs to drop an album to the caliber of SOS Control commercially.
Yeah.
And I think that this project could be that. And when she does, she's going to now be catapulted into those conversations and be able to stand right next to SZA.
I definitely think this next album could catapult her into R&B superstar, overall superstar,
Yeah.
crazy touring presence. Definitely has a shot at album of the year, all that. Do I think she's going to touch SOS first week numbers? No. But that doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's not going to, it's numbers wise because SZA was already a bit more established.
Yeah,
I think this
yeah.
is more control.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is more her control.
Which almost seems disrespectful because she's had so many great projects already.
No,
Whereas
she's
Control,
only 2 albums deep.
but EPs too.
I don't count that.
She got music. She got
She-
music.
she got a lot of
I feel
music
like
out.
comparison, not to like derail your point. I just feel like comparison might be hurting this conversation.
I
yeah.
think if you look at it in a negative context, I think that I'm just saying Summer is of that caliber and is going to be in those conversations. But yeah,
We're excited for the
they both
album.
make great music. Summer Walker is going to be very, very exciting. Wow. Oh, y'all are going to hear a lot of that. We'll go into that whenever it's out. Anything else you guys have hearts or minds?
Go M's. Go M's, baby. Game 6 happening in 30 minutes. Fuck the Blue Jays.
I guess.
Shohei Ohtani is the single best baseball player that has ever touched the field. What he did in Game 4 to sweep the Brewers was the best sports performance I might have ever seen in history.
Man, get that shit out of here. Basketball is back.
6
bro.
shutout innings,
Basketball
10
is back.
Ks, 3 plate appearances, 3 bombs, one
Sports.
470 out of the fucking stadium.
All my
That's
sports
insane.
fans, we living good right now. Sports is about to be in full swing for real. NBA is back. Appreciate y'all for watching.
Wait,
man.
I got a question.
Oh.
What's your biggest fear?
Not being successful.
Damn. Spencer?
My biggest fear, I don't have one queued up. What is my? I don't think I'm really scared of shit.
I think my biggest fear is not being seen or heard. And that's why I'm on these mics.
Not being seen as your biggest fear is insane.
I think that's what it is.
Jose wants to be seen, bro.
I think my biggest fear is, wasting my life.
You know,
I guess it's kind of like you, like not doing anything that like,
impactful.
not doing impactful shit. Is that my biggest fear? I don't know what my biggest fear is. Patreon. Hey, if you want to hear us talk about our biggest fears as well as all the sports going on, make sure to tap in on Patreon. Link is going to be down there. Support us as creators. We have free, unfiltered conversations over there.
Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Catch y'all next one. Peace.